come spend a week in my sewing room where I've been fabric dyeing. I made a new dress and then had to alter it. I reveal my pasta print birthday dress and my birthday shopping trip in Birmingham. Starting the week was Sunday and my project was this beautiful fabric godmother palm design eyelet fabric. I took advantage of the half price sale and bought 2.5 meters of the white colourway because that was on offer. And I decided to dye it using RIT all-purpose dye, which is perfect for cotton. My test swatch proved that all the embroidery thread was cotton, thankfully, so it would dye as well. That was a relief. I love RIT dyes for both natural and synthetic fabrics, but there's two totally different methods depending on what your fabric base is. So I was relieved I was using the right one. One bottle of dye covered all the eyelets, plus 2.5 meters of plain white lawn from Minerva to use as a lining. It took a couple of hours, which included all the prep, the dyeing, the rinsing, and even drying on the line. Yes, the fabric comes in 3 colorways, but since the white was on sale and then the dye was only $6.99, I got my dream color for a lot less money. Oh, hello. You look at the camera. Hello. Good girl. Good girl. Grumpy cat. So I made this dress, whizzed it up really quickly at the start of the week. It's the McCall 7969 rounded hack bodice with bias binding, and then the sleeve from Vogue 2004, which I love that dress. I thought this would be a great sleeve to go on here, but something about it's feeling very frumpy, like too covered up. I'm just not sure. I thought the fabric would be the star. I think, yeah, this bias is throwing me off. It's too thick and chunky. I think I need some more details. I've got a couple of ideas. Let's see if we can fix it. So maybe it needs like a keyhole like I would normally do. I've done on several other hacks of this pattern with like a bow, a long ties, a bit of visual interest at the front. I have some good size offcuts if I did need to make some new pattern pieces or a new facing or something like that. Or maybe it needs a short sleeve like my daisy hack. We could raise the sleeve, keep the cuff, alter it. Let's see if we can arrange that. Something like that, something shorter, maybe. Or I could do something with the binding because it is a bit thick. Get rid of the binding, turn it inside, or turn it into a V-neck, something like that. Or, I don't know, something else. Could recut it into the traditional wrap bodice. That could be nice. I need to save this one. I spent last night unpicking all the neckline, recutting with a keyhole and lovely rouleau ties in a little bow. Finished just before sewing bee started, and I'm really happy with it now. I think such a small change can make a huge difference. I know maybe some of you are rooting for the wrap neck or the V-neck, etc. But I think this is really cute. It looks good all tied up. I also think it looks nice, loose, almost like tunic style. Yeah, I'm really pleased. Quick win. Thursday was my birthday dinner with my family and I was so excited for the return of this pasta print viscose from Grid Fabrics. I used it to make a Butterick 6757, so here's the dress. So this is my 12 of the bodice. I made it straight out of the packet and you can see it's quite a good fit straight away. This is a remnant of viscose linen from my stash. I played around with maybe adding a row of elastic underneath the bust to gather it under the bust and then at the waist. In the end decided to skip that. It's better just looser and then gathered at the waist. And things had changed. I mean, I just ploughed ahead and I made my birthday dress, but I think if I make it again, I'll definitely extend the length of the sleeves. They could be just a touch longer. And then I might extend the length of the ruffles a little bit, because these are all unhemmed, and when you add the narrow hem they get just a little bit too short for my liking. This is almost the perfect length, but it's a really easy to fit, easy to wear, throw on over your head dress. So I can't wait to show you the finished version. This dress has a cool construction. There's lots of narrow hems at the sleeves and the neckline, and then you make strips of bias binding that act as channels for the elastic all around the neckline and the sleeve hems, and you install those on the inside, top stitch them in place, and then you can feed the elastic through to gather everything up to the required distance. And this creates a lovely gathered effect that makes it very easy to throw on over your head, stretchy, easy to fit, brilliant. Here she is, my pasta print dress. So it's a lot of fun, very silly. I'm going to enjoy wearing this, I'm sure. I'm not going to say it's the perfect combination of pattern and fabric, but I'm very happy. This fabric was extremely lightweight and very prone to snagging, so it wasn't the most fun to sew, but we got there in the end. And this pattern's pretty cute, I think. I'm really pleased with how I changed the waistband to, instead of being elastic waist, it's a drawstring waist now, so I can adjust it after a nice big pasta dinner. Like I said in the 12 portion of this video, there's some things I'd change maybe in future if I make it again, but it's so cute, so easy to wear. Time to wear it for dinner. Delicious. After celebrating on Thursday night and all day Friday, which was my actual birthday, Saturday I was given a little bit of money and allowed to go shopping in Birmingham. So Birmingham split into two sections. There's sort of all the market stalls that were extremely bargainous outside, and then inside the rag market you'll generally find trims, lots of fancy fabrics, basic cottons. This year there was lots of Georgette, so I didn't quite find anything inside the market, but that's okay because I was also going to head to Barry's, which is one of the two big fabric shops, and unfortunately Barry's is closing at the end of September because the rents have gone up and they can't stay there any longer. And everything was 50% off or in a £1 or £2 a metre table. That's everything, all the laces, the coatings, the silks. It was crazy, some of the prices, and me and my friend, we struggled. We went round twice in the end. So here's what I bought. I really enjoyed my trip to Birmingham because I got to go with my friend Marie, and we had a great catch up and a lunch, and she brought me this little gift that's in the Liberty bag. I'll show you that in a minute. And this pile is everything that I bought from Barry's in their closing down sale. I'm so sad that they're closing at the end of September, but these were great prices because they were all 50% off. So first I got this chartreuse crepe. It's a little bit sheer, not too bad. It has the most incredible drape. I got 2.5 meters of that. Very excited to sew it up. I love this colour. I think it's quite a good colour on me. Suits my colouring, and I'm very excited because I have a few ideas for that already. This is 3 meters of fish and coral print knit. It's a very lightweight knit. It's only got a tiny bit of stretch, a bit like a piqué weave, white on the back. And I'm going to make something really fun with this. It's a one-way design. That's why I needed 3 meters. It's quite light and floaty. I'm thinking a fun little dress. I really love red, and this print was just too cute to leave behind. This is a raspberry seersucker. I hope the colour's coming through okay. A raspberry stripe, silky satin seersucker. So it makes a little bit of noise as it moves, a bit like taffeta wood.
It's got some great body, but a lovely shine. The stripes are really fun, so they run vertical to the salve edge, and I think I can do something really fun, a little bit over the top and clownish with this one. Yeah, I can't wait to make something out of this too. A little bit boring, but I'm going to include it to make sure I show you everything I got. This incredibly wide cotton, just a plain white cotton, but it's 90 inches wide. Can you see that? 90 inches, absolutely huge. And I got 3 meters of that for $12. But what was inside the little purple box, I hear you cry? Well, Marie very kindly gifted me this beautiful cherry print crepe. It's slightly sheer, very silky. I think there was 1.5 meters of that, plus 1.5 meters of this beautiful watercolor floral crepe. Absolutely stunning. So those two fabrics are beautiful. She's so kind. And then she gave me straws from Haribo and minstrels, little chocolatey galaxy minstrels. What a good friend! Here's everything all laid out before I put it all in the wash.
So let me know what you think. I'll put details of the fabric in the description, and the pattern, of course, you saw the 12, but I'll repeat the number in the description as well. And yeah, wish me a happy birthday!